So again, I'm still working on it, but what do you say?
You want me to be honest?
Totally, of course. I mean, it's just the two of us.
That song is shit in a can.
What?
I thought it was just awful.
I disagree. This song is a huge hit.
A hit? No way, Ruff. Trust me. I know this business. That song sucks. Not even a tampon ad would want to use that song.
You have ads for tampons that are very good.
Hello, welcome to the Quarter to Three live stream for the winner of Request Wednesday, Emperor of the Fading Suns. Oh wait, that's not on Steam. So the best I can do, here's the alternative to Emperor of the Fading Suns. Wait, House of the Fading? No. House of the Dying Sun is the space sim thing with very good VR support. Emperor of the Fading Suns is the old strategy game, right? Am I screwing that up? I actually, if you go look, like Google Emperor of the Fading Suns, FAQ, FAQ, check out who wrote that. Hello. Let's see. I'm Tom Chick. I do this on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. On Wednesdays, I live stream whatever won the vote. This is the closest I can come. It's Endless Space 2, which I really like. So I'm glad that Emperor of the Fading Suns won, and I could choose this instead. So normally I can stream anything that's on Steam, most EA games, most PS4 games, older stuff that I don't have copies of. I actually do have a copy of Emperor of the Fading Suns, but it's with all of my music CDs, and those are buried somewhere in the garage, and I couldn't be bothered. But really, you guys know the rules. It has to be on Steam. If it's on Steam, I'll live stream it for Request Wednesday. Alright, so we're not playing that, we're playing this. I've started a game so you don't have to watch me just explore stuff. I'm playing the Cravers. Cravers are like the evil lizards. We have here, who's green? The Sophons, or what faction is that?
Yeah?
Yeah, the Sophons.
Why are you knocking?
Those guys are annoying. They're British and annoying. Not related, by the way. Being British does not imply being annoying. So they're down here. Up here, we... Rats. How did they... Alright, right. Okay. Up here we have the Vaulters? Whatever. So I've got the orange bad guys to the north, the green bad guys to the south. Unfortunately, if we look here, there seems to be a big old spiral, and I'm kind of pinned between these two. This is a huge map. It has 10 players on it. One for each faction, each race in the game. Hold on, let me take a sip of espresso. Hi to those of you guys on YouTube and Twitch. Donald Huckle. Stellaris got a UI update. Recently, Donald Huckle, or you mean like one of their many updates in the last few months? Monofurioso, I vote for Car Road to Revenge Tower Defense. If you go to quarter3.com, I watched the sequel to The Car, so you guys don't have to. There's a review for that at quarter to 3. Hello, Marketson, Hazy Silhouette, Lord Kosk, Armando Pinblade. Happy to see you. Christy Gaines, JFLS with his Barry Lyndon icon. Alex Chapman. Did I say Alex Chapman's name? Which, prime example, Alex Chapman, British, but not annoying, usually. Josh Marshall, but yep. Jason McMaster. Wait, what does that mean when Twitch tells me JV McMaster is rating with a party of 4? What does that mean? Why does Twitch tell me that? Oh, Donald Huckle said I was making a bad joke about all 4X space games looking the same. This does look like Stellaris, doesn't it? Let me tell you though, Donald Huckle, I will now show you my home system, and then that doesn't look like Stellaris. Wait, does it? No, yeah, Stellaris doesn't have a screen like that. That doesn't look like Stellaris. It's the political parties. What else can I show you? How about my, that doesn't, well, that might look like a Stellaris. Let's go ahead and buy that, by the way. Do I have enough titanium? Yeah, we'll go ahead and buy these. I don't think we'll be doing ground combat anytime soon, but just in case, I'm not going to be using much titanium for my fleets. Alright. I'm going to try not to Tom-splain and actually play today. I know, haha, like that's going to happen. So Marketson's linking to a new Quarter to Three Games podcast. I will be doing a board games podcast with Mike Pullman, who posts as Vesper, and he runs a gaming store in the Denver area, board gaming store. And we'll be doing a board gaming podcast every 2 weeks, so you can check out the inaugural episode of that. Oh. I'm starting to lose my voice. I don't know how long this will go today, but all right. Let's see. So I'm just going to hit end turn because there's nothing queued up for my attention. These numbers here are the number of ships in an area. The militarist party is doing well. There is politics in this game. My research is proceeding apace. Why would I have queued that up for research? The titanium probes? No, I don't care about that. Oh, stab? I don't know. We'll just let it go. Our cravers. Cravers are the core race in this. They also have an enslaved race. Those guys breed like rabbits. I don't think we've incorporated any minor races into our empire yet. Oh yeah, we have some Horatio. So Horatio are it's an event that gave us a bunch of Horatio refugees. So we got 3 of them. It seems to imply 2 of them. At any rate, so our cravers are our core race, and they account for most of the population. They tend to all be militarists. This little vote for the ecologist faction, probably the Haroshems, who are our slaving agriculture race. All right, we're going to tell ship movement to proceed. So here is my northern border. I can't settle in. Oh, you know what? I bet I'm trying to settle one of these. Yeah, lava and toxic. I don't think I'll get those anytime soon. Toxic, I've got to come up here and research hyper packs. And won't get those until I get adaptive bureaucracies. Whereas lava... Yep, whoa, I don't even have that tier unlocked yet. Actually, I am going to go ahead, because I would like to grab that system before... Who's up there? The Vaulters? I'll have to check before that orange race does, so I'm going to queue that up and that up. I don't know if you guys have played Endless Space too much, but this game can be hard to learn, but everything you need to learn it is there, and I love how the numbers add up. And they've made a lot of really good interface improvements. I don't think this is in launch. If I look at these 3 planets and I see that I can't colonize them, well, why not? I mean, a tech will let me colonize, and oh, look, I can hover over it and see, oh, you need maximized exploitation. So it used to be you would go, here I am, Tom's explaining. It used to be you would go to this tech tree and you'd have to find, oh, good lord, where's maximize exploitation? You could type in here, maximize, and it would eventually find it for you. But one of the things they added is you can just control click and it'll jump right to it. Planet that you can't colonize, control click. Oh, that's what I need. All right, so that's my priority is to, a tech priority is to be able to settle this system before these guys can. I do want to see who is orange, because they're going to be talking at me occasionally.
This contact is unwelcome. For what reason do
the
you
Vodiani.
interrupt our cruise?
All right, they're from the Void. They live in these arc ships. And it looks like they've only got... Oh, are they down here as well? Yeah, how did this happen? Yeah. Okay, I guess with arc ships you can move around more readily. Or maybe there's some sort of a wormhole? That's weird. And there's pirates over here. I'm amassing some ships to deal with these pirates. Let me just look at what I've got building. I've got 2 outposts growing. All right. And they're just building their basic infrastructure at Justium. Cross, which is another colony. They're also building infrastructure. Staterus, I think, is my main colony. Yeah, I've got 3 of these planets. I don't have Arctic. Yeah, it's going to be a while before I can colonize that. And they're just building food infrastructure now before we go on to improving our fleet, because one of the concepts in this game, and this reminds me a lot of a Paradox game, like this is a big deal in Europa Universalis, is manpower. And you need manpower to staff spaceships, your military. I've pretty much zeroed out my manpower right here. I have no warm bodies to put in spaceships. I've tapped the population as much as I can. So as I'm building spaceships, and I think I can even see here, yeah, for instance, this fleet here, Slaughtering Horde. I didn't give it that name. They're super. Well, yeah, they're low on manpower, so they're replenishing. Once this gets filled up, then my manpower up here will start filling up. So we need warm bodies to put on our spaceships, which is why a function of how many warm bodies you get, how much manpower you have available, is your food production, which creates growth, part of which is siphoned to manpower. All right, Tom's planning. Let's see what needs our attention. This is a scout. I put him on auto explore. He ended up way over here behind enemy lines. I think before he gets killed, let's just pop off a couple of these probes. Do I want to explore this? Let me see. No, an anomaly. No, it's not going to be a loot deposit. So we're just going to fire probes off into the ether, see what they can see, and this guy will probably die. So let's just continue on this way, and one of these, and we'll give him the auto explore. And I'm hitting end turn. So there are 9 other factions here. The turns go, and like if you're playing a total war game, the turns would be super slow. Here, they're a little slow, but super tolerable if you've been playing a total war game. Donald Huckle says, the rating message was a result of Jason McMaster hosting my channel. Awesome. Also, Hideous Rex just subscribed on Twitch Prime. Thank you, Mr. Rex. McMaster, a regular gaming podcast would be good too. McMaster, scheduling's the issue. I don't really know people who can routinely be available for that. Christy Gaines, space strategy games, I'm torn by multi-planet settled systems. It just seems to add complication. One of the things they do, well, I'm not going to Tom's playing. Christy Gaines, the multi-planet systems here, I think are done very well. Because you then, once you settle a planet, it's mostly hands-off. You manage everything at the system level, and they're an aggregate of planets. All right, so here we have an election. I'm an autocracy. I know which way this is going to go. It's no big deal. So this is like watching the Electoral College on election night. You can see the votes tally here. Hey, who are these industrialists? And you can also go through individual systems. Here's my main system. They've got, look, there's some filthy tree huggers there. More tree huggers, but also more militarists. Now we've got some scientists at Cross. And we can see here, representatives in the system. And Justium. Why do we have 2 industrialists? All right, whatever. At any rate, the militarists won, as it should be. They are further entrenched. Each time they win an election, they climb further up this little bar here, which unlocks additional laws that we can implement. I don't think we got any laws in that election. I'll check in a minute. So it's this election night. There you go. Hazy Silhouette says, referencing Hideous Rex in Twitch, Hideous Rex would be a good subtitle for The Car. But Mr. Rex in Twitch is R-E-X. But very good, Hazy Silhouette. Alright, this is stuff that's finished, so Justium finished this. They're now working on this. These are the 2 basic parts of infrastructure you build in a new system, or at least that I build. This event ended, so we had a science... Oh, right, we had a science bonus, now we've lost it. It's applying it as a penalty? I forgot what that was. Oh, okay, here, right, okay. Success. There are ruins in this system, old enough and sophisticated. Okay, so we found ruins. You can put the mystery of this machine's maybe... and it's giving us, as a result... Oh, I see. We took a hit to our science production for 10 turns. And that was, in exchange, we would get a surprise after that. And the surprise we got is it's generating dust. Dust is this game's term for gold, or money. So, plus 10 on systems. So every system is getting plus 10 gold. You'll note up here our gold income is really nice. Anyway, I'm not hurting for gold at all. Who is this visiting me down here? Okay, I'm at Cold War with these guys. This is just their scout ship. I could attack it if I wanted to. I'm not going to. Alright, we have 3 events that want our attention. This... Oh, right, I see. It's just showing... Is this where this is? So these are military ships. Here's my... I'm terrible at telling who's chosen. Whatever. Oh, I see. I've got to fight. I've got a mandatory fight. So these guys are wanting to fight. And can I pick who they fight with? Well, obviously, these two warships. So I have to click this. Do I want to make you guys watch some space porn? I'll just show you. This will be not very impressive space porn. But just to give you a sense for what the combat is like. These little cards, I think part of the reason... Some people don't like this game, and I think, and that's fair enough, I think a lot of what's behind people not liking this game is not understanding it, and that's not their fault, that's partly the game's fault. It doesn't communicate this stuff very well. There's no tactical combat in this game per se. You don't sit down and manage the battle, but these cards and your ship composition and which, these called squadrons or whatever you put them in, those are a big deal. Now, I'm just using this card because I'm going to win this battle easily. This is not really an armed ship. It's a scout. And I'm going to gain a little bit of money and science from it. I'm going to win anyway. There's no point queuing up another effect because it doesn't matter. I'm going to win. Might as well get some gold from it. So, oh, he ran off, so we don't get a battle. Never mind. Lord Kosk, Tom is the best at clicking. I am very, very good at clicking. Alright, what else needs our attention? Alright, so these guys have arrived. Do we want to put them... What is this? Oh, that's the guy running off. He is now leaving. I don't think... Why is this guy... So he is a scout ship. I don't really think there's anywhere worth scouting. We might as well shoot the probes out here and here. Oh, he's got another probe. Let's go ahead and explore. Oh shoot, I should have saved it. So this Arctic and barren planet both have anomalies. This one is a signal, an electromagnetic message of unknown origin. There's a high chance of finding an anomaly. An anomaly is like a bonus or a penalty. For instance, hostile fauna on this planet. Or a Garden of Eden on this planet. These all influence the stats for the planet. So here's a signal, high chance of anomaly. I could also get loot, and the same with these ruins. The land-based remnant of a civilization on a planet or moon. So you can research those as a project on one of your colonies, or your ship's probes can go in and take a peek. So let's see what we get here. And these were the ruins, I think. Amianthoid. Basically, the icon is for thread. Luxuries in this game are used for trade, and they're also used to upgrade your colonies. And, ooh, we have new population. The Epistes are a race of mechanical beings who have only recently ventured to the stars. They are good at farming. Yeah, and look, they're ecologists. Alright, and we don't have any more probes, do we, for that? So we're done there. Vinrate, at first pass this looks much better than Endless Legend, but I'm super wary of Amplitude games after bouncing off them so often. So they've definitely got a progression in terms of playability, in terms of just an overall integrated design. Endless Space was pretty cool. Endless Legend's better. Endless Space 2, I think, is the pinnacle of what they're doing in terms of how these guys do strategy games. So technology proceeding apace. I have now reached a tier where I could do this deed. Let's see. Be the first to build the Intergalactic Technology Center, or ITER, in one of your systems. Basically a wonder of the world. And if I do it, it's plus 10% science bonus, minus 10% cost on technologies. On technology cost, I'm not sure what that means. Can only be built once per galaxy. So I'm not really pushing science. I don't care about this. I could do this deed. It's a type of deed, is a wonder of the world. I'm not really sure I care to. It's just letting me know that that's out there. We finished the epigenetic crop seeding. The ability to adapt. I love reading this text. I like their flavor text a lot. I'm sorry. I like their writing. And we're now working on intensive cultivation. Again, this is to push our food production, which pushes our growth, which will replenish our manpower, which is an issue for the Cravers, which is actually an issue for anybody fighting battle and replenishing losses. JFLS, I bounced off Endless Legend. On paper, it sounds like something I should love. It's missing something I can't quite put my finger on. One of the issues with Endless Legend, JFLS, don't play the tactical combat. The tactical combat is really weird. These guys have always had issues. They're not quite sure how to put combat into their games. They want something tactical, but they don't want it to be a whole separate sub-game. I think they had the right idea with Endless Space. I think they kind of screwed it up with Endless Legend because people play that and think, oh, I'm supposed to be playing this tactical combat. Well, this is kind of dumb. But I think they've course corrected and they're doing much better. They're on much more solid footing with the tactical combat in Endless Space 2. But if you want to explore Endless Legend, ignore the tactical combat. Think of it as a game that you're playing to learn the faction asymmetry. All right, we've got... How is it that we've got Sophons in our empire? Those are the annoying little British tech guys. Those are the ones probably voting for technology. You've unlocked a population collection bonus. So as you accrue a certain amount, as you accrue groups of 10 in your population, you know, at thresholds of 10, 20, 30, 40, you unlock bonuses. So we now have, I'm guessing, 10 Cravers, and the bonus is, oh, it's a boost to our militarist faction in politics. And the whole plot, yeah, so we've got 10 Cravers. Oh, so some Sophons just got born in our system. How the heck did that happen? Little jerks. I mean, I'm happy to have them producing science, but, alright. One of the cool things you can do with the Cravers is eat people. You know, the Cravers can have issues with content, with happiness here. I founded, some of my planets had these big old tree people that you can't move. They're a static, they're basically Ents. They're a static tree population called Guardians. And Guardians make people happy if you are at peace with other factions that have Guardians among their population. And there's Guardians all over the galaxy. So Guardians are basically a boon to peaceful empires. That's not what I am. And they make you unhappy if you're fighting factions with other Guardians. So I basically had to dig up these giant trees, making my people unhappy. And so now let's see. This is my main colony. We might want to look at feeding. Oh, so it's going down these each time I click. I can dismiss these. I can go through them. But if you just let these build up, they're going to interrupt you when you're looking at other stuff. This guy's leveled up. He's on my fleets. I'm going to do this to give the fleets more projectile damage, more health. He's basically, I'm cultivating him as an admiral. Diplomatic relation changed with the Eider. It's a neutral faction. We've done nothing with them. So one of the reasons I also picked up the Cravers, they don't have diplomacy. They can't be friendly with other races. At best, they can be neutral. And what happens with these minor races is if you just ignore them long enough, eventually they're polite. We're not going to make friends with them, though, and actually we can't. Because of I don't know if it's our government type or if it's a trait of the Cravers. All we can do is invade the neutrals and either wipe them out or take them over. We're going to take them over because right now I've got a quest to build a signal transmitter on the home world of a minor empire. So one of my sub goals, and I've got a list of quests, is, oh, I just met this quest, is to capture a neutral empire's home planet. Minor empire. So we just achieved this objective, which is basically, hey, have some immigrants join your population. For our purposes, they're good to eat. True story.
I shall defend the faith, whatever that requires.
So they are to our north. They've got, for some reason, a remote outpost way down to our south. They're all over the place with their stupid arcs. Alright, so let's see. What was I looking at? This guy's leveled up. We have our population bonus, which is a bonus for the militarists. Dismiss that. Let's tell all the ships to move that have queued up movement orders. Okay, these guys were on auto explore, but for some reason they don't want to auto explore anymore. Why not? You guys come on down here. Cannot leave until encounter is finished. Oh, I see. So this guy here, the Sophons, are we at war with them? I thought we were just kind of Cold War. Oh no, that's yeah. His name is Kadem. The race is the Sophons. So Cold War means in neutral space you can fight each other's ships. He's decided to fight me. I'm just going to retreat. This guy is a scout. He's already retreated once and taken some damage. This will probably kill him. Yeah, so he didn't... I guess I could have had the fight and nothing would have happened. He wasn't going to... These are combat ships. He wasn't going to do anything against them. There, he's burned up. Oh. He did his job, though. And what else wants our attention? This guy, so this is a... So, Lumeris, I think, are they the money faction?
Sometimes it's hard to
Yes.
tell your friends from your enemies,
So
isn't it?
we're at Cold War with them. Now, what if I don't want to attack them? Does this mean they're attacking me? Because I'd like to leave the onus on them, but... I'm going to hit end turn and see what happens. Yeah, it's demanding my attention, so I think this is a mandatory... Oh, no, it's not. It looks like the turn moved on. Okay. Alright, Cross is one of our first expansion places. What do we want to build here? Now, generally in a Civ game, when you build a city, you see what you've built. Like, there's some visual feedback. And there is here in a way. Like, if I click on this planet, see all these little lights? And if there's a dark side, you can sort of see cities. That represents infrastructure I've built. If you look over here, there's no such activity on this planet. If you want specifics about the buildings, you have to, and this is, I guess, part of the interface, you have to come over here and realize, oh, opens the list of improvements. This shows you everything that's there. It shows you what the total upkeep is for it. I can scrap some of these if I want. So what am I building? Generally, and you can filter by buildings and ships. In this system, what are we working on? I guess just basic infrastructure. So let's actually push growth here. Oh, I see. So their happiness bonus, their content, and look at all the information that's broken down. I love that. Feeding pits. We just ate some errant population, and it's making them happy. Not happy, but content. If you drop below a certain level, you will take a penalty to your production of prestige and food, and that's growth. So let's go ahead and push food growth here, +2 per population, or do we want a general +10 per luxury deposit? Both of these have deciduous trees, and that'll be a +10, so we'll queue those up and end the turn. Christie Gaines, I'm not yet convinced on multi-planet system in a space strategy game. So Christie Gaines, the way to look at this... Christie Gaines, I hope Tom plays a space battle. Oh, I definitely will. Your empire now has access to super spuds. What they do, ship buyout reduction, it makes ships cheaper. Highly modified tubers that provide a near indestructible food source, perfected by the endless scientist Vaderon. Endless are the... Every sci-fi game has this. Endless are the mysterious precursor race. Cooperative quest complete. So these quests pop up, and they basically pull... They gate certain bits of content based on whether or not the factions want to chase them down. This now unlocks something that I haven't played with before, because I think it was added post-release, maybe in some paid DLC. This now unlocks behemoths, or behemoths, depending on how you want to pronounce it, which is a new type of super ship. I don't know if they're stations or big-ass capital ships, or but we now have that technology unlocked once we have done this quest. And doing this quest involved researching a total of 20 military techs. One faction doing that. And you can trace this. You can follow the progress by looking in your quest log. So the Vodiani, who the nomadic race with the arcs, they researched 20 military techs. So I now know, by the way, that's something they're pushing on their tech tree. I came in second place, so they get 60 super spuds. I only get 30. And the Horatio... Where are they? I'm a little confused because this is the same color as the Sophons. They also get super spuds, and everybody's unlocked the behemoth technology. Our reward, 30 super spuds and behemoth technology. So this doesn't mean we know the technology. It means it's now an option on the tech tree. Jadonics. It's a new luxury good. All right, let's see what messages we need. All right, this guy, so is a, yeah, I don't want to fight him. Oh, they're in my system, I see. So that's why they're asking for it. We're not in neutral territory. Should I just merge all these guys? Might as well. All right. He's going to run off, but we'll fight anyway. Let's see. Oh, no, we're going to get to see us blowing him up. This isn't going to be much of a space battle. This is basically a... this is kind of like the lasers on a Star Destroyer shooting the Corellian Corvette's escape pods. So we're just going to take a pot shot at something that's trying to run off. But here we go. Space porn. It's quite lovely. Oh, there's our Horatio ship the refugees arrived on, and now we can use their ship. Those are two warships. I think they're called Marauders. We can fast forward this if you want. You can also freely move the camera. You can, of course, pause and just look all over and admire. Oh, it's so beautiful. Scavenger ships are kind of knife-like with all of these little ducts and bulbs sticking off of them. Where's that Horatio ship? The Horatio ship is really funky too, because it's got like these wings on it. And it looks kind of like a... Look at that! Oh my god, that's so awesome! It looks kind of like some sky captain in the world of tomorrow, or what is that silly movie? I love that design. Like some Crimson Skies thing. Let's unpause and admire it. Oh, sorry. The ship blew up. There it was. And you'll note, because we used the take trophies tactic, we got, how did we get 60 gold out of that? Plus 30, oh, per command point, right. So we got 60 gold and 20 science. We earned 5 XP, which is fine. I'll take it. Not much of a space battle, but that's kind of what they look like. Wraith, yeah, that is pretty Crimson Skies. We need a new game on that license. Such a great setting. Where is the Crimson Skies license these days? Probably just languishing dead somewhere. Chris Markinson thought that that was the Mutani Nebula, which is, of course, from Star Trek V, The Search for Spock. Okay, we've unlocked this tech, which lets us colonize barren planets, which I'm sure opens... But we are mainly researching it so we can get down here to hyperpacks, which will let us colonize the toxic planets, which are up in the border to our north. Discovered an asteroid field, which will give us a bonus to industry, but we have to research. Well, we have to accumulate prestige, which pushes your borders out, and which is not really a strong point for this.
Careful, or things are going to get as ugly as you are.
Oh, snap! She's rude. So this is a diplomatic thing. She's basically saying, hey, stop attacking my ships, you jerk. I could say yes, in which case we are... our ships won't fight each other, but I'm just going to say no. Because basically the Cravers, all war, all the time. The Academy is a quest chain that lets you recruit heroes. It's just telling us, okay,
Careful,
that's done.
or things are going to get as ugly as you are.
Yep. So that is her response to my response. And this whole idea of... So they get a manpower boost on our border because we ticked them off. They're now angry. I think they went from suspicious to angry. Armando Pinblade loves Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow. That's what it's called, right? Did I get the title wrong? It's such a mishmash of those kinds of words. Oh, look, here's the score. You can see Let's see. How's everyone doing? Against the people on my border. Okay, I'm doing well enough. Construction proceeding apace. All the stuff that we've queued up. We're now starting to transition to building up our fleet on our home system. All right, let's see. I have to. The Sophons. Okay, they're a darker green. They're kind of running away with it. I'm not sure how I feel. They are the tech race. And that icon represents our relation. I'm at Cold War with all of these guys. I think once I start doing a population boom, I'll take off in the score a little better. Hey, Silhouette. Tom is good at games, but his response indicates two-dimensional thinking. Solo quest started. Okay, I should have warned you guys that this was going to happen. Normally this doesn't happen on this live stream. On occasion it will happen, and this is one of those occasions. Sometimes I like the text in a game and will read it. That is going to happen. We've started a solo quest. So there are quests specific to races. I think each race has one quest that will automatically start. There are some random quests. These are like storylines in Stellaris. By the way, everything that Stellaris tries to do, every single thing, literally, maybe with the exception of race building, everything Stellaris tries to do, Endless Space 2 does better. Boom. And out of the smoke... ... It's like the title of a Star Trek episode. Managing a population of cravers is no easy feat. Okay, so this is specific to our race. Craver bishops, the mentally advanced leaders of Craver society, orchestrate their hive mates through feeding, hatching, and the rearing of young. Careful balance must always be kept so the swarm doesn't grow out of control. Okay, it's going to be some sociological kind of thing. So cravers were created... This is such a sci-fi trope, isn't it? They were created by a superior race to be the superior race's warriors, and then the superior race lost control of them, and now they're their own warrior society. Around this time every year, adolescent cravers go through a mutation, determining their future roles in Craver society. Oh, it's like the Divergent movies. One of your Craver bishops has just presented you with a host of newly mutated soldier class drones. Perhaps you could put the eager youngsters to use somewhere. This is the Craver equivalent of young adult fiction right now. New Craver recruits are eager for action. Build attack ships to make sure these idle hands have something to do. So my objective, and I've got a quest log I can look at. I think this is maybe the 4th quest I've got going, maybe 5th. Construct 2 attacker ships. Attacker ships are dependent on what... There's shipbuilding in this game, but it's super easy. I think it's not... I like the... I think if you're one of those people who's like, oh, I don't like shipbuilding in my science fiction game. Oh, I don't want to build ships. Oh, I don't like that. I mean, that's such a fundamental part of Sci-Fi 4X's, you doofuses. If you don't like building ships, go play Civ. I really like the shipbuilding in this, and I think a lot of people who do complain about shipbuilding probably won't mind it in this game. Maybe they would. At any rate, so attacker is a designation for certain ship builds. So I have to construct 2 attacker ships at my home system with a minimum of offensive military power of 65, which I can easily meet at this point. If I do it, I'll be rewarded with 50 of this strategic resource, which is Hyperium? Yeah, Hyperium. So this is, I could just ignore this, but I think it's going to be a quest chain. This is about to happen anyway, because I've queued up multiple attack ships in Stadarus. I think I have Stadarus in my home system, yeah. So I've got that going. Faction assimilated by Horatio is another race. Okay, so I met these guys when I put one of my scouts on Auto Explorer. He flew off, he met these guys. We're now being told, oh, these guys just got assimilated by the Horatio. What race is the Horatio? The trade race? I forget. And then here's that quest. Let's just... No, we're not even going to pin that one. All right. Do we have any quests we need to pin? And no heroes. Quest. Here we go. Of course, this 2 of them. All right, so I guess there's only 2 quests. So here's my overall quest, which is build the signal seeker in a minor civ's home system. We have to invade a minor civ to do that. We're now working on our fleet. And here's this, which will be done soon enough as soon as we build 2 ships, and we'll go to the next step. Look at all the quests I've done. I'm really good at questing. Tom Ross, welcome here to some Endless Space 2. Oh, Chris Markinson, yeah, there is a stream this Friday. There will not be next Wednesday and next Monday and Wednesday, I'm afraid. I'm out of town. But on Friday, I'll be playing State of Decay 2. The Harashims, they're my slave race. They are growing. Bushir, when you find a system that's habitable, you send a ship to create a colony. That colony then takes a long time to develop. I say that outpost takes a long time to develop into an actual colony. And you can accelerate that growth if you want to by channeling prestige, food, I think population. Is it just those 3 things? You can accelerate that, and it's actually based on physical ships flying out there and loading up extra food. And you will see, if you zoom in enough, you will see little ships flying around that you can't control. And you'll be like, what is that? And you can click on it, and it'll tell you just what it's carrying and where it's going. And it's your outposts developing into colonies. And a facet of that is, if that chain of supply gets cut off, so too does the outpost's development. So what that means is you can intercept someone else's colony development. And likewise, they can intercept your colony development. You can't just fly out in the middle of somewhere. The Vodiani, I think, can do this. You can't just fly out in the middle of somewhere and start a colony. You need a line of supply to it. All right, so we now have Bushir. And we found an anomaly, which is rings. The rings of Bushir, they give us additional dust and science production. And we find some Hyperium, which is, our first store of Hyperium. We're going to get more from that other quest. So here is Bushir. It is this little tiny, it's a snow planet. It's got the rings for extra money and science production. And then there's these other planets. So we've got some anomalies here we can research. We don't have the required tech to research this signal. We eventually will. These can be good or bad. We'll find out. But we've only got our 1 population of cravers. Here's our growth over here. So we're just going to queue up these 2 basic things which boost science and industry. And then let's get some agriculture going. Let's see, per luxury deposit, that won't help us at this point. Plus 10% is no big deal. Plus 2 per person. And this is a bonus for cold. So we're going to put that and then that for growth. Actually, do we really need to... Let's go ahead and pull this down here. We don't care about their money or their science. All right. So we can now leave that alone. And actually, we'll go ahead and boost that. So Christy Gaines was like... Actually, let me get rid of this. So, whoops, shoot. Go back to Bushir. Christy Gaines was like, and I completely understand this, I don't like this right here. It just seems like extra busy work. The way you can think of this is when you find... Boy, Stellaris, I have no idea what they're doing. I got so frustrated trying to figure out what they're doing with planet development, with colony development in the latest build. I actually used the F word several times. It got me so frustrated when I live streamed that. But what you can think of this screen as being is like that, where these planets are pretty much just tiles for population. You don't build anything on these planets. They just unlock room for additional population. And what that population creates is a facet of what the planet is. They're just going to fill up automatically. You know, if I right now it won't fill it up. This is the extent that this will fill up here. And if I want more room for population, I can colonize these. Or, for instance, if I wanted to push this system towards research, I could make a point, you see these are going to do way better for research, to develop these first. And you can drag your population around to different systems if you want to. It's sort of like, think of this as where you put your workers in a city in civilization. But you don't have to do all this. It'll proceed apace. This right here is all you do, because this is system-wide. You only build stuff, and that's why it appears on this separate screen here. Is it doesn't exist on any one planet, it exists on all of them. And I like this too. So this planet here has the anomaly. It has Antonov rings. Look at the graphic. It's actually putting rings there. Like it's doing that because of the anomaly. I don't think it came that way. I love the graphics in this game. So Christie Games, think of these multiple planets as basically just room for population. Not much different than the blockers in Stellaris. Not much different than the city radius in Civilization. It's certainly not, oh gosh, where do I build my barracks? Which one of these planets should I build a lab on? You just build it system-wide. Chris Markinson, oh, is it like Pops and Vicky? Chris Markinson, it very much is, in Victoria too. It very much is, because one of these things the population has, I'll show you in a minute, Academy power increased. All right, so this is it's a global, all factions can build an academy to research heroes, and then there are global factors that determine the level of the newly researched heroes. And this is just a message telling me, hey, that has gone up. All these pop-ups, if they annoy you, here I am, Tom-splaining. Look at this list. This is also very much like a Paradox game. Now I can turn these off as they come up. There's a little slider button in the upper right-hand corner, or I can go through here and customize it if I want. I like pop-ups because it's easy enough to just skip past them. Okay, so here we have, once again, these guys. This is Luminaris. She was the chick who, she's got 2 scouts here. Alright, if that's what you want to do, lady. Let's finish them off with our second crushing horde. I think I can change these names, can't I? If I want to change the name of the second crushing horde, I thought I could do that. Oh, you know what? I bet I do it from this screen. Rename. These guys. Northern, right, okay. Vinwraith, I truly hate that building interface. It just looks like endless legend. I could never tell what's been built and what needs to be built from that blob of colored tiles. Vinwraith! Ugh. Look! Here's what's been built. It's on a whole separate screen. It's out of your way. Here's what you can build. If you want to just filter it to buildings, there. Buildings only. Ships only. I will not brook your complaints. The thing, too, this blob of tiles is based on what I've researched here. Like, I determine what gets added to those blobs of tiles. It doesn't start that way. It starts with only, I think, like 3 things you can build. But yeah, it might look like just a blob of squares if you haven't been gradually adding things to it. Now, here's another thing, Vinwraith, that I think helps a lot. And I don't know that the game ever tells you this. You call it a blob of colored squares, and they are colored squares, but the coloring is related to what the building does, which is related to this whole concept of what they call FIDS, F-I-D-S, Food Industry Dust Science. Actually, you could call it FIDS-P, because it's Food Industry Dust Science Prestige. You'll note no purple buildings. I don't have anything that does prestige. Oh, this will help prestige. It's a wonder. Green is food, orange is industry, gold is dust, blue is science, red, which is the very end, military. And they are put in that order. This is a quest thing I can build, and this is something unique to my faction. So FIDS, food, industry, dust, science. I don't have any prestige buildings, and then red military. This is just, hey, leave the planet. This is something that adds to my military. Remember, I was talking about my manpower being an issue. One of the things the Cravers can do is sacrifice a point of population to just instantly add 300 manpower to your available pool. So if I was at a wartime situation, I would do that. So that's here, and then these are just ships. Oh, so it does, for whatever reason, the prestige building is at the bottom. So it is a colored blob of squares, but it's a colored blob with interface intent. All right. So, so we're back here. The Southern Border Watch, it's got these two poor guys. I can't let them go. I have to actually click on this. I guess I could leave. Oh, I've got all of these. And nothing. Okay, I've got these ruins on Cross 4, which is colonizable. Actually, we'll go ahead and queue that up. So it puts it down here. That's its next project, is to colonize it. And let's see what these ruins on Cross 4 are. So Cross 4, it's good for science. Cold and barren planets are good for science, I think. It of course sucks for everything else. It's barren. And it's even sterile. So here is the type of planet, here is the temperature, and here is the fertility level. The dead fish skeleton is sterile, the fish skeleton is fertile. If it has nothing, it's neither sterile nor fertile. Temperate, and then so it's either cold, temperate, hot, fertile, sterile, or I guess there's nothing in the middle. So let's see what these ruins are. The land-based remains of a civilization on a planet or a moon. We're most likely to find an anomaly. That's something like these rings, or this is a Garden of Eden. The rings are in another system. We might also find a lower chance of just getting luxury resources or loot. And we could pay to make a project for this here in this list, but we don't need to do that because we have a fleet with probes circling the system. So we just do that, and we click here. Where is the... Oh, there it is. Alright, let's see what we get. These are like goody huts in Civilization. The analysis of the ruins is successful. Honeycomb scope. So this is a building, basically, and what it's saying is an unlock. And it's science related. It's blue. There's that color coding again. And I can read over here. It's a system improvement, which is the word for a building. And it adds +5 vision range. Basically, it is what it says. It's how far out along the hyperlanes the system can see, and how much advance notice you have when there is an incoming fleet. Now, if I don't want notifications about these goody huts, which of course I do, I can click this and turn them off, but I do want them. So you'll now note, if I were to go in here, look, honeycomb scope. It takes 160 industry. When I build it, it gives the scientists some political leverage. And I think we actually do want this on our borders. Not here, because these are pirates. They're going to leave us alone. So we're going to build up a fleet and take these guys out, and then this will be our beachhead against these guys here. Oh, shoot. I really want to come down here. Oh, I am. Okay, I'm already down here. In 5 turns, this is going to develop. I could dump 450 money into it, or 225 prestige to accelerate it. There's no reason to do that. 5 turns, I'm patient enough to wait. If another one of the factions was going to race me, I would see them developing here. So this is mine. It just takes time. We will build the honeycomb vision thing here so we can see out farther. And this line here is its vision radius. The blue is its prestige radius. You can see that varies based on how developed the system is. It's pretty much related to how much prestige it's created. Oh, what are these jerks doing? A leecher. What is that even? I'm not sure I know. Okay, I guess it's some kind of attack ship. It's not much of a ship. Look at that. So it's got 40 points of energy weapons. It's defended against projectile weapons. It's pretty lame. I think it's a special power of the Voidiani. I forget. And then, but this is more. Oh, we've got a ton of them. These don't even have weapons. Some of them have no weapons. That one's a little bit better armed. And I can see they've all got... Nope, there's a couple with projectile weapons. Okay, so he's varying up, or she, he, it, varying up what kind of weapons. I'm confident, though, that these 4 warships... I've got 3 attack ships, and this is kind of a tank ship. So see, if you look here, the Slicer has an attack value of 150, a defense value of 310, versus these ships... attack value of 43. Yeah, so I could easily hold out against these guys. This is the place where I'm making my stand, though, because I didn't have any place to settle here. Oh, which is why I was researching... right, that's why I'm researching these hyper packs. In 3 turns, I'll be able to settle these. Maybe I should go ahead and move up there. I don't want to get too cocky. All right, let's see. So yeah, we have to fight these guys. These are just scouts, but you know, let's watch. Okay, they ran off, so nothing to watch. If you run off, your ship takes, I think, like 50% damage. So if your ship is already damaged and you run off, there's a certain point where running off just means letting your ship die, and it warns you. So this fleet is idle, it has no orders. You can see I have sent probes up here. They have gone as far as they can go. I mean, we might as well. Probes regenerate over time. Just do that, see if there's anything. Sometimes there will be systems that aren't connected by these hyperlanes. And there's something you can research which will let your ships fly outside hyperlanes. And we're just going to put them on defense. Which basically says, hey, wake me if some bad guys show up. This little countdown is showing you how much time they have left before they fade out. New event. Smoking Gun, Part 1. Hold on, I have to sneeze. Don't you hate that when you can't sneeze? Ugh. I don't know. With the elections approaching, you've begun to take note of the growing support for minority parties within your government. So we're militarists, but if you recall, there's some industrialists and ecologists also that have political. Those Marketson said, are the population tiles or chits? Are they like populations in Victoria 2, which also is like in Stellaris now? And yes, they are. Populations have a political leaning. So most of our guys are militarists, but according to this event, we've noticed some other minority parties. Your aides have given you conflicting reports on the causes. Some try to argue it's a matter of policy views, age gaps, and changing values. But the arrest of several high-profile leaders charged with spying for the enemy means there may be a bigger picture at stake. A group of mercenaries approaches you, spies who claim expertise in getting results done without getting caught. If you hire them, they claim they could root out the conspirators and tip the election in your favor. Well, hello, Mr. Klemninsky. It's one of those names that I keep seeing written. The fellow that Manafort met with, Klemninsky. Is that right? Klemninsky. Whatever. So these guys approached us. When there are elections, you can choose to try to influence them. I don't really need to. We have a solid lock with our militarists on the political leadership, plus our form of government isn't very flexible. We're fine. So rather than hire these guys to help us sway the next election, we're just going to arrest them and get a prestige bonus for 20 turns. Oh, look. Oh my god. Really, dude? Really? Alright, I don't know if this is just the AI being dumb. So here, look, they're going to get an outpost in 10 turns, but they... Oh, you jerks. You did not. Oh, so rude. Alright. So I was all like, oh, the AI is dumb. I'm about to get my colony built. He built his colony, and it's slowing me down. He's going to get his in 10 turns. I'm going to get mine in 15 turns. So I could go ahead and dump some money in there. I could dump basically half of my prestige in there. I'm kind of wanting to save up prestige for legislation, which is Kilimnik. Thank you, Hazy Silhouette. Kilimnik, Konstantin Kilimnik. Kilimnik. How can I remember that? I don't think I can. And that would speed up my colony to presumably beat him to the race. Now, why is it so long for me and so quick for him? Why is he growing this much every turn, whereas I'm only growing this much, +3? I get +3 a turn and need to hit 300. He gets +30 a turn and he needs to hit 300. It's partly a factor.
You're making the Sophonoty nervous.
They're not happy with me. It's largely a factor of how far the little resupply ships have to travel. For them, not very far. For me, pretty far. Boy. And I think it's from your home base. I think you always colonize from your home planet. So I've got a couple of options. I can drop money into it. I can drop prestige into it. Alternatively, see this right here? Greener grass. It's an action. It's better over here. Gain a growth bonus from the outposts of your opponents in this system. I can basically lure his colonists to my system, but it takes 75 points of manpower, and as the tooltip is telling me, I cannot afford 75 points of manpower. I have 4, and I'm only getting 53 every turn, and that tooltip breaks it down. Partly because, partly because that's just how quickly my manpower grows, and remember that's a facet of growth, which is a facet of how much food you're producing. And furthermore, my fleets and systems are replenishing their stock of manpower. That's a minor drain off of it. But basically, I'm getting 65 manpower a turn. So it looks like I can't do this. Darn. Or can I? Alright, let's see where we've got population to spare. All these places are growing population. Sathras, which is not our main planet. What is... For whatever... Oh, no, sorry, I was looking at these numbers. Yeah, so our main planet has 9 points of population. Cross... Alright, we've also got a happiness issue. So you'll note we're losing growth and prestige production. We're losing a third of it on these 2 planets. So let's do some population management. We're going in here. You can see we don't have many slaves. We've got 1 pop of slaves on each planet. We can throw one of them to the feeding pits, and that'll give us a 25 for 10 turns. That'll boost our happiness by 25%, which will move us up a level, so we won't have this 30% bonus. But what I'm more concerned about at this point... Let me go to that other planet that was... Okay, here we've got 2 groups of slaves. No, oh, these aren't even slaves. Actually, I want to go ahead and move these here. Oh, these guys we want to spread around, right? Wait. Oh, they're moving. Okay, so who do we want to feed? Can we even feed? Alright, I'm going to do this chain gain action, which is going to cash in 1 point of population into 300 manpower. And then once I have that 300 manpower, I'll be able to use 75 of it down there in, was it Bouchier? No, Bouchier we already turned into a colony. But the forward colony ahead of Bouchier that the Sophons are racing us for, we can siphon off some of their colonists and hopefully beat them to the punch. So I'm going to queue this up. I think... Watching state is the empowered state. Citizens who are caught engaging in illicit activities are able to commute their sentences and avoid criminal records by immediately enlisting in the military. Unsurprisingly, most welcome the opportunity. I don't know how it determines which population gets eaten. Like, how do the feeding pits determine? Feeding pits are the same thing. Sacrifice. Oh, they sacrifice a slave population. So certain populations. Is it just the Harashim? I don't even have any of them over here. How can I tell if they're a slave population? I think it will say somewhere. I'm not sure where. But I could also queue up these feeding pits, and they would eat someone for happiness, which I'm actually going to do next. And then we're also going to do that. Yikes! Uh-oh. I guess that's because we ate them. Wait a minute. Hold on. What if we delete that? Does that... Shoot a monkey. Why did they get mutinous? Alright, well, I'm putting those back. You know, let's make them happy first, and then we'll put them in the chain gang. Is there an immediate hit on happiness? Oh, you know how I could find out, by the way? This tooltip. Minus 40 from slave drivers. Oh, I think it was me scooching the populations around manually. Dagnabbit. Is that really what it was? I think it is. Oh, shoot a monkey. Because I think that's one of my faction powers is doing that. Dagnabbit. Alright, well, let's not repeat that over here. We are now just going to throw someone in the feeding pits. We're going to move that to the top of the production queue. All right. See what happens with a mutinous planet. I'm not sure what. I probably just have to send ships there. So there's a market where you can buy and sell strategic resources and luxury goods. This is just a notification saying there's a price fluctuation. I can turn this off if I want. Alright, so the feeding pits have both been fed in these two systems, which will give me a bonus to happiness. Up next, the chain gang. So it's going to run down these alerts here. Change. Alright, so what it's just saying is these guys have, there's a new point of population. So the Horatio, there was an event early on, which it was, hey, here's a ship with a population of 3 Horatio species on it. It's one of the factions you can play in the game. Either, do what you will with the ship. One of the things you can do is send it to a planet with 3 population slots. So these folks settled early on in my empire, and they've been reproducing. We went from 3, we've now got 5 of them. Out of 17, our whole population, if we count these numbers and add them up, is that right? Yeah, 17. The Horatio account for 5 of those. So that's what happens when you welcome immigrants. You get a diverse society. So, also we can look here. Look, remember how they were unhappy? Appeased. Because we sent people to the feeding pits. So we're about to get the manpower that we need so that we can then press this button to race these guys, to divert some of their colonists. And if it's not enough to get us to the finish line, we'll then spend the money or prestige as needed. Christy Gaines, math is transparent in this game, Tom. It is. Like, that's the issue. Did you see me, like, wailing and gnashing my teeth and rending my garments in the Stellaris live stream? It was me trying to figure out the math. The math in this game is all there. All right, so these are just some recommended technologies. I actually am going to go in, so bear with me. So it's not a technology tree, and this was it was like this in Endless Legend, I think in Endless Space 1. It's a technology plate. It's a platter. You start in the middle and move out. And each technology, here's the technology, and it has on either side, they're like ears. What do I get for the technology? And the ears, the icon tells you what it is. So this just means I'm going to get an improvement, a building. This is a unique icon. It means now you can access the marketplace. This means you're going to get a thing you can build on planets. This means you can colonize a certain type of biome. I'm going to unlock this resource. So before, I was really pushing hard in the military stuff because I wanted to unlock the behemoths, which is this right here. And actually, I think, so it's going to cost me 3,600 science. I am making 400 per turn. So that's going to be a while. I think we want to, and I don't even really know what the behemoths are. It's a behemoth class warship. And I guess they're just, big-ass ships. I don't really need those at this point. Agra drugs. For some reason, that gives me better military ships. Enhanced, no, worker class ships. Patriot Pills plant. What is that? Growth to manpower. That's what I want. So Agra drugs will let me make Patriot Pills. Patriot Pill is a system improvement. Even though they're called pills, it's something that you build on a system. And it diverts more of your food to manpower growth for your military. I think I want Patriot Pills. How long is this going to take? Half as long. Not quite. Basically, 5 turns? Oh, I think I want this, actually. Because it's going to improve. I want everything. What is this ship improvement? A bishop class hull. What is that even? A hunter. Size medium. Command points 3, right? Command points are basically like you're limited in this game to a stack size. And that's a facet of things that you research. I think at this point I'm at 9, 12, whatever. The small ships take 1, the larger ships take more command points. So that's a function of basically how big this ship is. Oh, Flexible behemoths. Some useful improvements for behemoth-class ships. So, okay, I don't think this lets me build the behemoths. Yeah, it just adds something new to the behemoths. Look, all this stuff. And then what is this module? An antimatter lenser. Repairs ships after each phase. Oh, during repair during battle. Increased chance to be targeted. Oh, right, for tanking. So here's where there is some of the... There is tactical combat in this game, but it's in the ship build and the card you use for your tactics. And you would put in a fleet, and remember your stack size is limited by command points, so I would make a stack that would include a tank ship. And those are modules that you put in a ship to increase its likelihood of being targeted. And that's what they're called. There's a class name for that. And if you don't want to customize them yourself, you don't have to. The game, when you unlock the technology, will propose that as a type of ship. But once you unlock this, you can then improve your tanking ships. Now, one reason this isn't useful to me, do you see that little icon that looks like 4 orange swirly hooks? That's a strategic resource called antimatter that I don't have yet. So I can't build that. I use this to build these colored modules. They're colored because just like the main resources, the strategic resources have color coding. Although that looks suspiciously, it's a darker blue than science. But so these little color coded, that's going to require, what is the red stuff? Adamantium. The blue modules, we'll see some up here, require titanium, which I do have. What is that? That takes, yeah, I do have Hyperium. Yeah, I do have that. Oh my god, I'm just doing so much Tom-splaining. Dr. Jones just gave me pulsing pyramids and then a Walter Sobchak between 2 purple flaming hands giving horns up signs. I can't quite tell if that's what that is. But thank you so much, Dr. Jones. On YouTube, I've been given no fun pulsing icons. So sad. All right, we have to decide what to research. So maybe I should just go ahead and finish off some of these lower level things. I don't think, let's see, interplanetary transport networks, +3 industry per planet with strategic deposits, and +1 per person. I should probably actually get some of those built. It's a very basic thing. And this is yeah, so here's something I don't care about. So I can build infinite supermarkets to give me happiness, but basically I'm throwing population into the slave pits. In this playthrough, I'm just going to focus on population growth, and then I'll eat population as needed for manpower and slave pits. It also unlocks this diplomacy option, but guess what? Cravers don't care about diplomacy. So you know what? Off-world agribusiness, I'm guessing it'll go unresearched the entire game. Plasma metallurgy, though, we're going to go ahead and go with that. Should we queue up some other things? Astrofinance. I actually do want to get on this marketplace here. There's a limited supply of these, but when they appear, if you're not producing any of these, and if you're not going to be trading diplomatically with anyone for them, which I will not be because I'm the Cravers, you want to keep an eye out on the marketplace to buy them as they appear. And you'll note I've got a fair amount of dust I can spend. I'm not rushing any buying at this point. I've got a positive dust income. So let's get in on the marketplace, and actually, let's do that first and then do that second. Wait, there. Alright, so taking care of tech, we're making our fleet. So we completed a chain gang, because look at our manpower. It was 47, it's now 347. On this planet here, where we're pushing growth, we have got... I'm going to keep pushing food up here. We're not doing much industry. I mean, let's just keep pushing growth, right? So +2 per population. We've got 5 populations, so it'll be +10 food. +10% food, which will be +20 food. So we'll do this one first and then that one second. Yeah, okay, so you know what I want to... So depletion is a unique mechanic for the Cravers. The idea being that they strip a planet of its resources over time. The longer the Cravers are there, the more they just suck up the resources of a planet, and eventually their planets are depleted. The way it manifests itself in terms of gameplay is Cravers have a bonus to production. over like the first, I don't know, 100 turns of a planet's existence, that they've colonized it. For the first several turns, and it is something like 100, that they've colonized a planet, it counts as in the process of being depleted, and they get a bonus. Eventually that goes away, and they get a minor penalty. And one of the things that Amplitude, I think, struggled with as they were tuning the game after its release is how to balance that Craver mechanic. More population. Here was our quest about what to do with the young recruits. The young Craver's eyes. And what did we decide? We decided to put them in service of the military, and that just meant when we build a certain number of ships with a certain attack power, we're going to get a Hyperium reward. We just finished that. The young Craver's eyes shine a little brighter when you introduce them to their new craft, and you suppose it might be interpreted as gratitude, but it's always difficult to know what a Craver is really thinking. I'll show you a picture of a Craver later. Actually, can I show you here? There's a Craver. They're under all these like cybernetic enhancement things. Is that its eye? There's its mouth. They're like monsters that eat people. Alright, what were these notices, right? So that's built. That's built. So, we've got our manpower, which is good. That was our chain gang. What are we going to do with it? Well, let's come down here. You'll see this is now lit up. That whole greener grass policy. They have names too. Greener grass, merchants and money, freehold fanfare, with a little flavor text telling you what it's modeling. Well, something happened at any rate that I'm going to get this next turn. I don't even need the greener grass. Why did that happen? Was it because I could suddenly meet the demands of this? I do not know, but whatever, we don't need it. So this we want to build up anyway, because one of the facets of your empire is what is your manpower capacity? Because that stores up over time, and then as you're building ships and replenishing casualties in battle, your manpower comes out of a central pool. And the size of that pool is a function of what you've built in your overall empire. Now, I want to show you something cool this game does. So that's going to be fine. That's going to become our colony next turn. It's going to give us a supply of titanium, which I think we've already got. Yeah, we're already making 5 a turn. So, you know how when you're playing Civ... oh god, I'm so lapsing into Tom's complaining. Just shut up and play. But no, I want to tell you guys about this, because this game does so many smart things that I don't think it gets credit for, because people get either put off by the interface, or maybe something the AI is or isn't doing, or the tutorial doesn't teach them well enough how to play. I understand not liking this game. Fair enough. But I think it deserves credit for things it doesn't get credit for that are really smart, and I'm going to show you one of them. You know how you're playing Civilization, and you've got your main home city, and you build out from there. You build out here, and you know your fighting is going to be up here or over here. So one thing you never do in your main home city is build defenses, like walls, like, I don't know, I haven't played Civ in forever, I don't know, improved trebuchets, things that'll help the city defend itself. You never build those, because you know if it comes to the point that I'm building defenses back here, well, I've screwed up and I've lost the game. If my home city is coming under attack, at that point it's too late to really care about whether or not I build walls, right? So you never build walls. And sometimes when you're up here and you build them, you might second guess yourself about, well, I don't really want to build walls here because I'm going to push up here. If I build defensive stuff here, it's going to be a waste because this is going to be where I'm going to make my stand. So you don't build defenses, and then there is a push, and it's like, oh shoot, I should have built defenses. The incentive to build defenses in this game, and there's a ton of them. Let me show you, I don't think I've built any here. All of these red things right here are defenses that I've unlocked. I think I've even got a couple that I might have built. No, I haven't. So, impervious bunkers. That's a defensive thing. Tractable armaments. And they're red. They're military things. This is a thing that gives your ships XP. It's a military thing. Why would I build these in a system that's never going to get attacked? Because your manpower pool, the limit of manpower that your empire can build up, and therefore how resilient it will be in the face of casualties, and how quickly it can build a fleet up. the measure of your total manpower capacity is largely determined by the number of these that you build. So my manpower capacity is something like, what is it, 1400? I can actually look at it on this system. Oh no, 1700. Is 1700, and that's because I've been building stuff. If I then build these tractable armaments, even if this system of cross never comes under attack, it's going to add 250 to my manpower capacity. I will go from 1.7k to basically 2.0k. And that is in peacetime what my manpower capacity, as long as I'm not draining manpower with new fleets or with replacements, then I can build up that capacity even more. So there's my incentive to build defenses, which also help you in battle, by the way. All right, I'll shut up. Building walls prevents national security emergencies, I hear. And you don't build walls in space games. You build tractable defenses and impervious bunkers. Another reason to build them, everything that you build here, see at the bottom, is going to have political impact. How relevant is this? So if I build these tractable defenses and impervious bunkers, it gives a boost to my militarist party. Now, the Cravers, and this is one of the reasons I wanted to jump back into the game and reacquaint myself as the Cravers, they don't care so much about diplomacy. By the way, someone made an offer. What is it you guys want?
Why are you knocking around?
Oh, okay, I have the option to remove nearby so that whole race we were doing with the outposts, which is about to be over, I can back out of that race and they will be happier with me. But I'm not going to do that. And that's just what that exclamation point was. That was a diplomatic option. So one of the reasons I'm playing the Cravers is I don't want... They opt out of the diplomacy game for the most part, and they opt out of the political game for the most part because they're an autocracy. In an autocracy, you'll note, can't change government. And furthermore, they're really good at staying in power, autocracies. Now, you'll note their power is being infringed upon. But as I build those defenses, it's going to boost this power, this political party here. What is it with these ecologists? Here it is, right? No, they're pacifists. Who are the goofy ecologists? Oh, the Horatio, right. The folks that I let into my empire before. How did they go down to 1? I wonder if these are the folks who I ate and put in the chain gangs. That must be. Okay. So good. I'm happy with that choice. So at any rate, that's one of the reasons that I started a new game as the Cravers is, I don't want to have to relearn the politics and diplomacy. Let me just jump in and do a warish game. All right. You have to admit, though, although I've lapsed into some serious Tom-splaining, I started this stream, I was booking along pretty quickly. Alright, so this means we now have Sathras. Okay, I don't have the cutscenes turned off in this game because, like reading the text, I like them. So, let's now enjoy me colonizing... Oh shoot, that might only be when I land the outpost. You know what? It is, sorry. I was hoping to show you one of the cool colonization cutscenes, which you can turn off. Alright, so this is... So basically, if you build Disney World, it's a space Disney World. It's one of the wonders of the world you can build. When you pass a certain threshold on the tech tree, I didn't build it. Someone else did it. It's someone I haven't met yet. If I had been building it, it's saying here, I would have gotten a refund on the work I put into it. But space Disney World, no longer an option. So here is, and you'll note, it just adds insult to injury. This is, so what was it? Sathras. Here was the place that was habitable to me. I can't live on lava planets. The Sophon, however, can. They were, oh wait, go back. They were developing this lava planet over here, and when I beat them to development, I took over their colony. So basically, they opened population slots. Now, these suck for me. I can't do anything with them, but if I have overflow population, I can fill it. So, haha, I took their population slots. Alright, so I'm just going to start queuing up the basics here. We want growth. Let's see, what's the order we want them in? The 10% first, the 2 per person. This benefits us on hot, so let's put that first. And actually, we don't care so much about science and money. We do want to accelerate food for growth and industry for then building these. Actually, this one first, and then last the 10%. Do we even care about this one? Yeah, plus 10% we'll take. Alright, now that's hands off for a while. Alright, we do want to get some ships out there, so... I don't have a sense for the whole
Oh, I'm
pirates
sure
here.
we have what you need.
Oh, good. Oh, I'm not sure I knew this. I was going to say I didn't have a sense for what ships the pirates had amassed in this level. I didn't know what level 3 meant. But here I can clearly see it. I can totally take these guys. Can I not do this because... Oh, I don't have the tech for it. Right, tech gives you ways you can interact with the pirates. But I'm not going to do that beyond... because I don't have those text research. But I am going to punch them so that I can establish... Is this always never... Okay, so that I can establish a choke point here and here. Oh, man. I was going to take that planet. Shoot, there's only the one planet. So this is an outpost. They'll develop it into a colony in 13 turns. Jerks. Wait, because I could have settled that, right? Yeah, Boreal. I had my eye on that. That was one of the reasons I wanted to close these two. Alright, you know what? I'll just take it from him later. Okay, so we have here 2 scout ships and then 2 Marauders. These are basically tank ships. But if we hover over this... okay, that's not that great. Shoot. Alright, let's pull some of our developed fleet. So there are 6 ships over here in our main... Because we've been building up our fleet. Let's go ahead and take 2 of the attack ships and then route them over here. And then when they arrive, we're going to finish off the pirates. And then put some defenses up here. This is a neutral faction. Oh, right. For our... Oh, okay. For our quest to build a signal transmitter on a minor civilization's homeworld, we want to take over this. And let's see. How did they get to be an ally to these guys? So the Voidiani are all over the map. Like, they're here. They're here. I mean, they already don't like... 8 ships. I don't like that. There are all these leechers. 187 attack, 263 attack, 40 attack. Okay, yeah. Let's go ahead and route. Oh, right. The Pupa is a colony ship. I was saving it for actually this or this. But let's go ahead and route the other ships up here. Alright. Done. What does this need attention for? Right, so... the Luminaris, they've got another scout. Okay, just, you know what? I don't care. Actually, it might be one of the same ones. Is it yeah, it's damaged. So it's one of the guys that fled from us before. This will finish it off. No need to watch. Actually, it's going to retreat anyway, I'm pretty sure, and we will kill it. Cash it in for 30 space bucks and 10 science. Dr. Jones, are these the same as the Cravers you get from White Castle? Dr. Jones, being in Los Angeles, I don't quite get that reference. But I'm assuming you get Cravers are kind of a hamburger. Alright, here's something I don't know. What is this? Because there's not one here. This means it's defended by ships. There's not one there. Is it like a... Oh, you know what? No. I was going to say, is it like an amount of influence? Because I don't think there's any way to find out, which is one of the issues. This game does not have a great tutorial, but if you are curious, if you like poking around and comparing numbers, it's easy enough to find out how stuff works. But every now and then, something like this. I don't know how I'm supposed to know what this blue is. What is this blue ring that's gradually filling in? It's not how long till this is done, because there's not one over here. Could it be a growth-related thing? So they're growing in one turn. No, that can't be right. Man, I don't know. Alright, these guys are unhappy. And they're taking a hit on the production of prestige, which is how we grow our borders, and growth, which is how we grow our population. So, who wants to go into the feeding pits? So, the population here consists entirely of our core race. Can you send them to the feeding pits even? It looks like you can't, because I don't have feeding pits as an option. I guess that makes sense. They're not cannibals, they just eat other races. Shoot a monkey. Should I maybe, now this is a look, should I actually build, see, look at all the activity being developed. Should I build the happiness? Oh yeah, I don't even have those supermarkets. I've researched nothing that gives you happiness. Alright, well they're not going to rebel, they just suck at developing. And you know, they don't need to grow more quickly. Look, they're about to max out. Now, there is a thing that, oh, how did that work? There's a way that starports can move population shits around. And for whatever reason, I don't have that here. Alright. Dr. Jones, okay, you don't know about White Castle in Los Angeles, but do you not have the internet or pop culture out there? We do have the Harold and Kumar movies. Everything I know about White Castle is from those movies. Chris Markinson, I don't like playing any of the races in Total War Warhammer. They eat captives. Oh, but Markinson, captives are so delicious. They're yummy. I mean, just because it's starting to impact our growth, let's go ahead and research those stupid supermarkets. What are they? Infinite supermarkets. They cost 280 industry, which I could basically a couple of turns. Is there a better thing to research though? What is this? Oh, right. This lets me buy heroes, which you can do. So just like, you know, it's from Master of Orion. Heroes can lead your fleets, or they can be governors. What are some others? There's fun options for happiness up here. Oh, ooh, I do want this actually. Because, oh, you can only build it once. Okay, it's a unique improvement. It's not a wonder of the world, because everybody can have one, but you can only have one per empire. I forgot what those are called in Civ. Yeah, I do like that. The Behemoth C3, that's communications, control, and command. No. Communications, control, command. What are the 3 C's? I forget. But a Behemoth C3 center. Effects, double gold on Behemoth, +1 Behemoth production limit on the Empire. So Behemoths must be like huge, badass capital ships you can only have one of. Cool. I think I'm just going to go for the stupid infinite supermarkets, because what's that? That's going to take me, yeah, 1 turn. What else do we want to queue up over here? Let's go ahead and start on these Behemoths. Is this what'll give it to me? Ah! Grants. Queen. Okay. No. Hall. No. Bishop class. Behemoth blueprints. Behemoth hull design. Right. Well, what was this? Oh, it's a hull upgrade. Okay, right. So you can build a basic version of a hull, and I think this is true for each hull type, and then you can build an upgraded version. So that's just the upgrade, and this is the basic hull, right? Behemoth hull. Roll. Behemoth. Size. Behemoth. Command points 10. What is I think my command point limit, it won't even allow a single behemoth. And I don't know what slot multiplier means. Alright. So as you move out on the technology platter, you unlock these thresholds. So this deed is be the first to create 2 trade companies. That will probably be, I think it's Luminaris is the money race. That'll probably be those guys. So nothing I'll be doing. All right, and it's just telling me because I had the research to finish that in 1 turn. That's done. It's moved on. So here's our main system. Actually, let's see. Is there any new ship upgrade things we want? So here's our basic attack ship. Is there anything we can edit into it? No, this is the only special thing. We can give it Hyperium engines, which would mean this gives it us 3 movement points, Hyperium engines, 4 movement points, and an evasion bonus. But it requires Hyperium. Part of the issue here is I don't have... Oh no, I am making 1 per turn. You know what? Let's do it. Let's actually do that with all of our ships. Because we have enough, if it's just 1 Hyperium, and how much? So 50 versus, yeah, and that's 20 more industry to build it. Ooh, these guys have, what is that, titanium shrapnel. Increases crew destruction. Oh, so you can do damage to hull, to shield, to armor. You can also do damage to the crew in a ship, which is how boarding works, is you zero out its crew and then you take over the ship. What are these types of support module? Oh, an extra fleet movement point. Ooh, something that's super fast. All right, let's do that, and then we're not going to be building any more of these. I don't think I have the soldier. Yeah, I do have the soldier class. Oh, right, that's what those were. And really, I haven't unlocked special modules. This is the only one. How did I get? Yeah. But once I unlock special modules, it might be worth going in here. But otherwise, it looks like the default ships with their new Hyperium engines. Those are really the only things worth fussing around with. A new population collection bonus. We did have 10 cravers in our empire. Now we've got 20, and let's see what that gives us. 10% ship cost reduction on systems with a craver. So any system, not a planet, as long as there's 1 craver population, ships cost 10% to produce, 10% less. So let's queue up. What are the Marauders again? So they're basically just defense. Oops. A new event. So 2 of this population just arrived. To look at something again. Laser focus events. Okay, 126. Well, this is... So the only thing the Marauder has is more hit points. Oh, you know what? I think hulls. Bonuses. Attracts fire from the enemy. Okay. I believe each hull type has an inherent bonus. Yeah, okay. So that's why you might build them. Okay, so in addition to the pieces that are stuck on the hull, the roll for the hull, the hull, like it's basically, I think, the template for the ship, gives it these bonuses. So we do want some of these. So at any rate, let's go back. Let's build. Let's say 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. There. I don't know if you're also quoting me. I've researched nothing that gives me happiness. Oh, look at this. Hey, what is that ship? It's a logistics ship. It's carrying 100 food to Sathras. Why is it doing that? I think it might be a Johnny-come-lately for the colonization. I think it might have left the home planet before we had finished, so fair enough. All right, the pupa, don't we have... Oh, yeah. Oh, shoot, I'm done. Okay. So here, the symbology when you zoom out at this level... Oh, right, okay, these are separate, what are called constellations. What is this? Owner. Kadim, those are the Sophons. You control 5 of 8 needed to own this. You claim the control bonus. Ah, stupid Sophons. You can see the green shows they own it. These guys, Unknown Empire owns it. So if I control more systems, I can vie for it. Those guys are getting a cash bonus. I don't like that. What's their score? Sophons, 477 to my 309. Uncool, jerks. How am I losing this game? They're the tech race. They always win. So once you zoom in a little bit, the technology, the icon, the UI interface, the hollow circles you cannot colonize. The solid circles you can colonize. So I could have colonized this. I think that's what that pupa, that colony ship, was for. But I didn't because I wanted to finish these first. Because if you're growing multiple colonies, that's a greater drain on your food and I think dust production income. So rather than having 3 at a time, I wanted to finish these 2 before I basically filled in the blanks between my colonies. So that pupa, we will send it here, and then it will colonize this system. Rassam. What does that have for us? Huge barren, medium barren, huge gas hot, huge snow. I guess we'll be on the snow planet. It's the only one that gives us food. That's what these little graphs here show you. So if I were to colonize those, no food. So we'll start there. This is a crappy system. It's giving us Eden incense, though. Oh, speaking of which, can I research that city upgrade yet? I can. All right. Am I producing Eden incense? I am. All right. I might do this for the prestige bonus. All right. So systems can upgrade. And these upgrades are what you use these luxury resources for. These are used for trade, but they're also consumed by system-wide upgrades. And remember how the strategic resources are color-coded. The basic resources are color-coded. Luxury resources are not color-coded. They're just all white, and they're icons. And you'll see there's some I haven't discovered. What they are, however, is lined up underneath bonuses. And I believe these are fixed every game. These resources appear in every game. These down here I think are randomized from game to game. But underneath each column, that tells you what those luxury bonuses improve. So for instance, Transvine, which is grapes for wine, that always improves happiness. Dark Glitter always improves manpower. Clouds of glittering particles that react to warp movement. And these are consistent. Well, I guess I haven't discovered any of this for science. So what you spend these on are improvements to systems that boost that aspect of the system. Now, I'm not making any of this coral stuff here, Red Sang. If I were, I could use that in my systems to boost food production. I'm making a ton of this, which will produce buzz. Get this? Dust deciduous trees. Not deciduous, dust deciduous. Dust is space money. I'm producing plenty of this, and I could use it to develop my systems so that they make more dust, but I don't care about dust. I do care about prestige, which is pushing my borders out, because I want to make sure to be able to grow those borders. That partly determines your vision radius, and eventually I'm going to use the prestige to pass laws that help me. The political party that wins elections, each successive election gives you better laws. Laws drain prestige. So I'm going to create, and this is a one-time thing at each level, I'm going to use this Eden incense. It's going to cost 250, and it's going to add plus 30, oh that's great, plus 30 prestige production to a system. Now I've locked that in. I have now got a use for this stuff right here, which I am developing. What is this space? Oh yeah, I got these from a quest. It just gave me 30 of them. So eventually I can combine multiples to give multiple bonuses to the upgrades. This is awesome. Now why can't I do this? I think it's related to a tech. So you build these as you go, based on which luxury resources you have found. So now this is something I can build in my systems. And that's also where the whole trade company thing is. Oh, here's the marketplace, by the way. We should see if there's anything we want to buy. I don't even think I have any use for these, actually. Oh, you know what? I do have use for them. So there's only 2 for sale. I've got plenty of money. Eventually, I'm going to need these to improve my armies, my ground-based forces. So I'm just, as I see these on the marketplace, I'm just going to buy them. I think it's 20 that I'll eventually want. Which will improve the price. I don't need titanium. I've got plenty of that. The price is really crappy. Otherwise, I might consider selling it. You can also sell luxury goods. Let's see, what would I get for deciduous trees? 9. Eden incense. Spud. So yeah, nothing really worth it. And plus, I've got plenty of gold. It's not like I'm using it. I wonder if I should be using this to rush buy stuff. All right. Okay, so now that we've got that modernization with Eden incense set up, and you'll notice here's where we are making our Eden incense. This planet right here, Staterus 1, these 2 Hiroshim slaves, and these 2 cravers. What's the difference between the gold and the white? I don't know. You'll notice their preferred luxury. I think that has to do with their political power. These guys like red sang. Huh. At any rate, we're making 2 Eden incense per turn. Over time, that'll build up. So now we can queue up wherever we want to push our borders out. Which definitely up here. This level 2 advancement is going to take... It's pretty much instantaneous because you just drain the resources. Where do I see? I think I have to go in here to look at my luxury resources. It's just going to use up these. Oh, I think it used them up as soon as I slotted it. And then as we get more, we can build another one down here to push our prestige out more quickly. I haven't even shown you a single battle. All right, I'm gonna get to at least a battle before calling it a night. All right, 3 turns and we'll be able to build behemoths, whatever those are. All right, Cross, which is one of our internal empires. Kramer, what are these guys? Oh, these are the new guys, right? Plus happiness on fertile. So this is a fertile planet. So I want to move these things around, but I don't want to mess up the happiness here. They're already unhappy. So here's where Christy Gaines' complaint about, oh, I don't want to mess with this. The multi-planet stuff doesn't add anything. I'm not sure I would necessarily, I'm not trying to portray this as adding something, but there is something there in terms of managing these populations and where they go. Now, I think the game, I don't know how it determines where they go. When these 2 guys arrived in my empire, I don't know why they decided to move to Cross 2. It might have to do with growth rates or preferred terrain, although they don't seem to have that. At any rate, when they're on a fertile planet, they give more happiness to the area. So that's this icon here. The planet's either sterile, nothing, or fertile. So we have fertile planets here with a couple of at least 1 slots available. So what I want to do, these guys like hot planets. Oh, and there's none of those here. These guys like cold planets, and they're on a temperate planet. Doofuses. And we want to put them on somewhere. That's base 4. Okay, so these guys are scientists, the Sophons. They like cold planets. They give you more science on cold planets. So what I'm going to do, and I want to see if this messes up my happiness. So my happiness is 20%. I'm moving them over here. Yeah, oh, people don't like that. They're unhappy about being moved. Oh, I should have noted here, it gave me an improvement there, I assume? What does hostile fauna do? Oh, so you can eat them, but they impact happiness and science. So then I want to move these 2. Is it every time I move it goes down? Oh, that went up. Wait a minute. These guys like being moved. What's going on there? Slave not leading political parties. One is 2 from the planet. Oh, it's even. You'll note even the tooltip plus 12 thumbs up from. That's the tooltip for the what were they? Calgaros. Because let's look at math. Plus 4 happiness if they're on a fertile planet. Before they were giving me plus 12 happiness. Oh, right, I see. So plus 6 each. So before they were only giving me plus 4, now they're giving me plus 12. That's why the happiness went up. I think it might have gone down because I moved them, but then it went up because I'd moved them. So Christy Gaines, to your point about managing different planets is annoying. That's true. I think this game does a good job of centralizing that by making you build stuff at a system level, but managing populations, and especially these sorts of predilections here, it's definitely micromanagement. I could see that being annoying. All right, at any rate. Why is it? Oh yeah, it's okay. So the planet filled up. Yeah. So growth here doesn't matter. Does it even just zero out? No, it still happens. Oh, it matters because it gets funneled up here into my empire's manpower. So even though this is full, what does this mean? Putting units of population in these slots will create overpopulation penalties for the system approval. Yeah, minus 7.9 happiness. And I can't. There's no feeding pits. Oh, let's give them their supermarket here. Let's go ahead and move that up because we are taking a hit to growth and prestige. And this is one of our borders. We want prestige. Why aren't we getting... Oh, here we go. Yeah. Oh, it looks like prestige just goes into a global plus or minus. Increases influence zones around the system. Is the currency for diplomacy. So I guess this 46 right here. So you'll note from the system development upgrades, that is this box here, showing that we're level 2. You can click here and show it and see what that means.
I shall defend the faith.
Oh, please. Well, at any rate, we've got all these guys here. Oh, here, look, departing 2. How does this even work? Spaceport. Drag and drop population to the slots below. A civilian ship will depart at the end of the turn to take them to another colonized planet. I think we want them on our southern border, don't we? Sathras, right? How much room do we have down here? We don't have any of our slaves. Yeah, let's move them down there. I wonder if it's just you can move population when they get into this. Let me actually test that. We don't have any there, so there's no starport. Yeah, I think once they move into population, it opens spaceports. Let me just see if that's consistent with my other planets. Man, my capital's not doing well. Why did this fill up so quick? Oh. Oh, yeah, okay. So this is a lore planet. I think you can turn this stuff off. There's storyline planets that, and this is one that's like super nice, super fertile, and you can see there's a text about it. It relates into the whole storyline and one of the factions. Super great food production and population growth. So yeah, let's fly some of these guys out. Now, is that going to mess up my happiness? Yeah, they should be happy to leave. Oh, look, yeah, they're happy because they're leaving that. Yeah, you guys get out of here. Get out of here, you jerks. And we're going to send you to, what was it, Sathras. There we go. Do we have overpopulation anywhere else? And the overpopulation is just where those little population hash marks get under the orange stuff. Sweet, alright. Oh man, I'm really good at this game. Okay, move ships. Okay, you guys ready for a space battle? You ready for me to shut up and show you guys some lovely, lovely space porn? This pupa, we're gonna go ahead and settle this snow planet. Okay, watch this. I'm gonna enjoy this cutscene. I like those. There are different ones for each type of ecosystem. Alright, it's going to be 36 turns. So this is why we're saving up. So if we implement merchants and money, it's going to ship double the amount of food there. If we implement freehold fanfare by marketing the possibility to start over with space resources and healthy subsidies, a new life awaits you in the off-world colonies. You can double the migration rate from the planet that provides colonists. So basically this is measured in food. Wait, why didn't that go down to lower than 20? $15 a turn. I should have watched that more closely. Can I unclick this? Does it only implement one per turn or something? I don't know. This right here, you can only use the manpower one if there's someone else in the system also trying to settle it. Remind me to come back here and look at that. If I turn this off. That seems to do nothing. Why is that so lame? Duration, 10 turns, plus 100% into the outpost. Cost, 200. I can pay for it. Alright, well, I'll come back to this. Why? Worst use of prestige ever. My guess is it'll only register one per turn, and if we come back next turn, then it will double it. Yeah, we'll find out. Alright, at any rate, this is just the internals in our empire. We're just going to let that colony build up, take its time. We have lots of room for population, by the way. I should still be totally population booming. What do you want to build? Speaking of internal, how's your happiness? They're not happy. Let's give one of these dumb supermarkets. That'll be 2 turns. I don't want to rush by it. I don't have that much. Our manpower capacity, no need to raise that at this point. No need to raise our line of sight. Is this university? So that would basically be 20 turns. I think we might just start making ships. Do we want to bank? We're fine with gold. Feeding pits. Yeah, they're unhappy. But you know, I need to lay off the feeding pits. Oh yeah. Let's give them this, which we researched. And what does this do? So basically, yeah, propaganda. Okay, so if you zero out all your production to propaganda, it makes them happier. Oh, right, it refills manpower more quickly. That's good to know. I'm not sure I realized that. And increases support for the militarists, but we don't need to do that. We're building stuff. And then let's just go with 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, Ray Adam 38 in Twitch. You're a craver. You don't care about your slaves. Yes, the production of prestige is global, minus your laws. He says, don't move cravers. You want as few cravers in the empire, as they will end up popping everywhere because they have a 100%. Yeah, so when a city hits growth in civilization, it just adds 1 population. When a system hits growth in endless space 2, there's a percentage chance based on various factors, including, I think, who lives there, what kind of population will be added. And according to Ray Adam 38, there's a bonus for cravers to repopulate themselves. He says, just leave them where they are and don't tilt everyone on the other planets. He then says, you need to get ships, mate. You're turn 55. It's about time to take down a close empire. You are early game based. Right, so you guys were here where that event closed out, and it gave me this little prize, and that prize is over. Event, call a spaceman a spaceman. On some of your systems, an antiquated classification scheme used to categorize minor civilization citizens has the religious community up in arms. The classification system is mostly meaningless at this point, but to officially accede to the protesters' demands would be a small bureaucratic nightmare. We can ignore them, which will give us a happiness hit, and scientists will get political power. Or we can change what we're doing, which will be the small bureaucratic nightmare, and will give us a production hit and increase the religious support. I'm actually okay with that. Ray Atom 38, you can actually destroy defenses using titanium air missiles. Christy Gaines, that's me in the middle screaming. Alright, well, I've appeased them. Minor bureaucratic nightmare implemented. Okay, let's move our ships. So Ray Atom 38, what we're doing is we're just collecting our fleet here, and then we're going to move forward to take out these pirates and eventually take this minor empire to build the signal transmitter for our quest. Alright, here we go. We're almost at a battle. It's going to be so exciting. Actually, it's not, because it's just going to be a couple of pirate ships. Price increase for luxury resources. We could maybe try some... Oh, right, it's something that gets queued up. Wait. No. Oh, no, never mind. I was thinking that was the race moving out of our northern system. Right. Which, look at that. It's on the map. You can always... This is a physical thing on the ship. It's moving. You can even see the cargo. 3, and that icon means cravers. So, if there was like an enemy fleet here, it would eat this up and my cravers would die. Same with the food, which I think it's a short enough distance it doesn't even show up, being moved here to this outpost, which, by the way, let me then see. So 18 turns. No, it doesn't do anything. I wonder if you can only do one or the other. I mean, I'm happy to wait this, but if I wanted to burn all of this prestige, why don't I get anything for it? Odd. Oh, shoot. Nope, I meant to move my fleet. Alright, we'll do that next. Alright, let's go punch some stupid pirates. Let's see. We can build behemoths now. Is there anywhere... Don't really need that. I think I want this. So this is a specific to planet improvement you can put. So chameleon spaces, 3600 science, basically 7 turns. We'll go for it. More ships, more population. A solo quest started, bug fixing. One of the bishops overseeing the Craver Swarm on Bouchier has just passed away. A frequent enough occurrence, except for one thing. She was the last one. Bishops are critical to keeping a Craver population under control. You must quickly grow your Craver population to induce the mutation of a new bishop. So Cravers run leaderless in one of your systems. Grow their population until a new bishop leader appears. So basically, once we get 4 Cravers there, within 16 turns, we will get 80 prestige, which goes into this pool here, which we could normally spend in diplomacy, but we're probably going to eat up with laws later on. And actually, I don't really care much to divert. Yeah. What's going on here? I don't like this. Alright, who wants to go into the feeding pits? Everyone's so happy, minus 70. So I think that minus 70 from slave drivers is a penalty to happiness for non-native races. I don't know, but that's painful. Alright, we're going to throw somebody in the feeding pits. I don't know what happens when a system mutinies. We might find out. Alright, here we go. We've got our fleet. Let's put them together. Yeah, so 9 production points, or 9 command points is my limit. You can certainly raise that. What if I were to... What's the deal now with behemoths? know what it looks like? The mothership in Homeworld. And I imagine this is specific Craver architecture? Or do all our behemoths look like that? Man, look at all the slots. Wow, look at the hit points. That's insane. Is this the... What is this? The car? No, that's Empire Reserves. Why aren't I building a bunch of these? I just want to see what happens if I hit auto design. Nothing? Wait. It's not auto designing. Worst auto design ever. Alright, well, so maybe you do have to build these on your own. So, 2 weapon slots. 3 defense slots. 3 module slots, 1 overlapping with a defense slot. And then 2 slots for squadrons. Which I don't think I've researched any, yeah. Actually, no, that's what... Let's go ahead and queue up some squadrons. And research. Those are up here. How long is that going to take us? 3,600. Alright, so we've got our research set up for a while. Alright, let's go punch some pirates. Promise you some space porn. Ray Adam 38. Rebellions are not allowed. Nothing happens because you're an autocracy or dictatorship. Actually, you should make a defense destroyer fleet of like 9 drones with titanium missiles because you will lack manpower on your ships. Rebellions aren't allowed in an autocracy. He says just wait till you get your queen type. He wants to know if I'm new to Endless Space 2. I am not, Ray Adam. Not at all. Did I give this... I don't even think I reviewed this. I was going to link him to my review, but I actually don't think I reviewed it. Alright, here we go. He's still complaining about the lack of pew-pew. Stuff getting built. Craver's reproducing. Chrissy Games Markets says you streamed it. Oh, I've definitely streamed it before. I just thought... I was going to point out I gave it a 5-star review, but I think it's one of those games that I never got around to actually reviewing. Oh no. Oh man, one ship...
You're making the Sophonoty nervous.
Oh, look, a Voidyani Arc. Happy to punch that. Yeah. Yeah, that's not going to go well for me, is it? Yeah, that would not... It looks like it would not go my way. It's its defense. I don't think it's here this turn. Alright, well, you guys ready to see me punch 1? Oh, it's that stupid... I thought the pirates would have a fleet here. They do have a ground presence. I can bomb their base. Which looks like it's just 1 volcano. Oh, no, there's a couple of planets. Oh, a tiny monsoon planet. I would like that. It's got deciduous trees and Hyperium on it. Shoot a monkey. Ray Adams says he thinks I'm new to Endless Space 2 because I play kinda passive. Well, this will not be any space porn, I'm afraid. It's super boring. Faction assimilated by one of the AI guys. Shoot. Well, you know what? Oh, shoot, I should have actually left. So this faction, they basically live on these big, huge ships. Let's queue up some of these ships. Oh, here we go. Military behemoth, scientific, or economic. Man, I don't know any of this. I guess I want the military. Yeah, look at that. I totally want that. In 3 turns? What kind of crappy behemoth can you build in 3 turns? I guess the idea is that you only get 1. What is that about optional costs? Look at that under manpower. Well, I'm definitely queuing that up. Solo quest, those darn kids. One of the problem with Sophons in your empire, right? We didn't eat those guys in the feeding pits, is that the little eggheads seem to have a particular genius for goofing off. Hardly a week goes by without news of neuro-hopped Sophon youngsters rampaging through town, or explosions of increasingly exotic colors and smells bombarding your residential areas. Either these guys need to get a job, or you need to find a way to put them in their place. So we can science up, build at least... Alright, in 16 turns, build improvements, or garrison. And Wopster. What is that? A unique improvement. Adds 20 happiness. So it looks like a Napster joke. What does the science up give me? Culture Jam Centers. Which one of these do I want to try to get? So these are buildings you only get from the events. Like, I don't think these are things on the tech tree. If these events don't pop up, you don't get the building. I like this thing. Plus, it'll be easy for me to garrison 2 military ships and cross. So we're going to step up police efforts to deal with these little Sophon whippersnappers. Where did that arc go? Doesn't look like it's here. Alright, so there's a pirate base here. This lava planet, and then there's this monsoon planet. Look at the industry you can get going on lava planets. Oh, look at all the food. What? Kind of crappy monsoon planet doesn't have better food. Alright, so planetary, ground-based combat, like planet-side combat in sci-fi 4X games sucks, right? Because you have to build an army. Who wants to do that? Then you have to build transports. Ugh. Then you have to fly the transports where they're going to go. And then you accidentally sent them ahead without a fleet and they died. Now you have to do it all over again. Build an army. Build transports. Fly them there, and this time don't forget to escort them. Unload them. Then you got to load the army back up on the transports and fly them to a new place. That's not how Endless Space 2 works. Endless Space 2 works, every ship has a manpower rating. And those are troops used in planetary battles. Now, you can improve that. You can make the equivalent of a troop transporter by adding a bunch of modules that add manpower to the ship. And that's how you might also make a ship that does like a dedicated boarding ship, for instance. So we're going to fight some pirates. This will not be space porn, I'm afraid. It will be basically a holographic picture of a battle. Now, we're going to deplete our manpower. We've got, so here's our basic strength. Actually, let me go look at something real quick. They've got more than us, but we have different bonuses. What is this, minus 50? Yeah, we can do preemptive bombing, which will hurt them, but mess up their infrastructure. These things, you could either tilt towards, let's see, having more health, but doing less damage, or pretty much vice versa, I think. Well, blitz, manpower deployment limit. Improvement, destruction, population. Actually, we might want to... Let's do bombardment first, because we don't care about it. As a matter of fact, I don't even think we can take a pirate base. I could be wrong about that. Alright, ready? This is going to be a terrible substitute for space porn, but here goes. Boom. Graphics. So that was my little bombardment. That's the damage I did. There's the damage they did. So it'll take me some... And these are... I didn't build these. They just come with the ship. So the battle will continue, but I'll have reduced manpower. You can see here I'm down to 325. He's down to 280. And then eventually we'll take that out. You know what? Save. Wait, why can't I? Oh, no, wait, I know. Request Wednesday. Because, even if this doesn't go my way, here we go. Let's do this. Alright, have those guys live together. They've got a hero leader who gives them extra health and makes their projectile weapons do extra damage. Let's get, what do we have here? Yeah, a bunch of these leechers. I feel like I should remember what those are. What? Wait a minute. Quit swapping places with me, you jerk. That's uncool. Can we recall them? Right, you know what? Fine. We'll punch these and then come back and punch whatever you fly there. That's rude. It's like he did that because he saw where I was going. You guys stay there. Christy Gaines. My initial thought after seeing those graphics was 1996 wants its graphics backs. Jason McMaster says, I feel like this stream started in 1996. Elections, we don't really need to mess with this because we're... Okay, oh, how will the Electoral College break down? Oh, the suspense. It's killing me. Us or them, plus 20% per home system on systems, which makes me think... Per home system. That I just get plus 20% happiness at home. Populations become eager to wage war when the enemy is portrayed as being truly savage and inhuman. By forcing news networks to promote the reporting of alien atrocities and to present the armed forces as noble heroes holding back the flood, civilian eagerness to support military actions grows dramatically. Why would I pay that much in prestige just for a bonus on happiness? Alright, that was a lame law. Assuming I understood it correctly. Right, preemptive bombing, so we don't care about their infrastructure. We'll mush it. Look, graphics! Miss. Actually, no, we hit them. They've got... We have tanks. Oh, you know what? I think I need to jigger my army to include tanks. Oh, yeah. Hold on, I'll take a look at that in a minute. You eventually get tanks and air forces. Like, you set up a balance for how you want your land forces to be set up. How about that? Oh, and I definitely want to upgrade that. And I definitely... Do I have the Hyperium? Yes. Let's spin those. I don't know why I didn't do that before. And we can't upgrade this because we don't have antimatter or adamantium. We've got the two we bought on the marketplace. Speaking of which... Look, none for sale. Come on, people. Sell some of your stuff. Alright, you ready? 3 leechers. Hey, where'd those other leechers go? Where are you going? I think you, like, want to park these on... No, they're not going to live long. Alright, ready for a battle? Here we go. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy it. Won't you join me? I don't feel any... Yeah, I could go here and mess with who's in which squadron. We are just going to take this particular... We're going to win this easily, this particular tactic, because we'll get a little bit of money out of it. No, wait, I wanted to watch! Oh, they ran off. Jerks. Man. Come on. I promised space battles. Is that one of his arcs? Oh, a wrecked arc. What does that mean? Well, I guess we could chase these things down. I don't want to leave this undefended, though. Oh, I can now settle this planet. Oh, 2 of them. But you know what? I gotta call it a night. This has been the winner of Request Wednesday. House of the Fading Suns? Empire of the Fading... No. It's not what won, but it's close enough, because what won is not on Steam, so I'm afraid I couldn't stream that. But hopefully this is close enough. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Tom Chick. You can find me on Twitter at QT3. I've got a Patreon campaign at patreon.com/TomChick, and I write stuff at quarterto3.com. Come on back on Friday, and let's see how my colony is faring in State of Decay 2. Thanks, everyone. Hope you're having a great week, and we'll see you on Friday. Cheers.
You can stop. I get it.
Okay. So again, I'm still working on it, but what do you say?
You want me to be honest?
Totally, of course. I mean, it's just the two of us.
That song is shit in a can.
What?
I thought it was just awful.
I disagree. This song is a huge hit.
A hit? No way, Ruff. Trust me. I know this business. That song sucks. Not even a tampon ad would want to use that song.
You have ads for tampons that are very good.